Well, shoot, man. I know one of you got a super busy, spring lined up, man, coming up, especially starting next month in May. I know the Obsessed. You guys are gearing up for a month-long European tour, including an appearance at the Desert Fest in Berlin. But before we get into that, man, I want to, of course, talk about Wino, the documentary, the long-awaited documentary that's getting ready to come out. So I guess, I mean, it's got to obviously feel good to get this out, Wino. I know you've, been working on this for a little while, man. So why don't you just kind of take us through, I guess, the backstory of the film and really how and why, it came to fruition and what was your, purpose for wanting to put this out?
All right. Well, my wife, she wasn't my wife then, but my girlfriend, we met at a test show a couple years ago, and she was a filmmaker. We started hanging out, and she said, I'd really like to do a documentary on your career. And basically, she thought she was going to require a lot of help and it was going to be really complicated, but she just started doing it herself. And she did it all herself. Basically, she just kept at it. And we based the whole, the theme sort of was like a cross-country trip that we did to deliver my motorcycle to a friend of mine who was helping me do some customization on it. It's a 64 panhead chopper. So we decided along the way that we would try to talk to all of our friends that live in different states along the way in the rock community. And so we managed to, do that trip. I think we did like two cross-country trips, plus, sort of interviews with people that were, in the states we were in, like in Maryland, and it just turned out really fucking cool. Like the first person we interviewed was Bobby Liebling, and Dave Sherman came over that very night. So, that was, Sherman died. And so that was like, we were so glad to be able to get that, that real, kind of intimate, just kind of hanging out and partying and talking with him. Yeah, Bobby. So that was cool. And then, then we hit North Carolina on the way down. We're headed to Texas, Austin, Texas, right? So we hit North Carolina, talked to Dixie Dave and Chef. And then, then we went down to New Orleans to talk to Bauer and, and his wife. And then aside from that, we also she just grabbed a lot of clips that we found, that she found on YouTube and other live stuff that we had that people sent us and that we really liked. We got permission to use it. And, we got some stuff from the Probot thing that we did with the MTV. And, I was signed to Columbia, with the Church Within in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to make sure that we had permission from them for this, some of the stuff we used, which was basically on YouTube for years and years. But it was some of the stuff that was in, the Columbia rockumentary from way back, with Pepper and Phil Anselmo and, and we called them up to get permission, and they're like, they didn't even know what we're talking about. They said, you got the wrong label. Because there's nobody there. There's nobody there from the day. Like, the ladies would have had to go into the microfilm, So, we figured it's, public domain at this point or whatever. But it just came out really, really cool. Like,
the last American true outlaw